Hey everybody, welcome back to the Double D Ranch here in northern Michigan. As you can tell behind me, it's fall, which also means upcoming is breeding season. We're getting ready to get these girls and boys all ready for spring kids. I thought I'd do a little video about what exactly a mini Nubian is. Lots of people have heard of like Nubians and like Nigerian dwarfs and pygmies and all the other little things, or little goats. A mini Nubian is a combination of a standard Nubian and a Nigerian dwarf. So let's go see the girls and I'll show you a little bit about them and tell you all about them. Okay guys, before we start this video, it would greatly help our channel and our farm if you would hit that like button and subscribe button. The more subscribers we have, the more YouTube will recommend our videos. So today's topic is why mini Nubians. So this is Willow. She is our 5th generation mini Nubian doe, one of them anyways. She's super friendly. If that doesn't bring you to the mini Nubian goat breed, I don't know what else would. They are all super friendly. So what exactly is a mini Nubian? A mini Nubian is a mix, a cross between a Nigerian dwarf and a standard Nubian. So let's see, right here, this is Nova. She is a standard Nubian. And right here next to her, the little peewee right here, that is Emma. She is a 2nd generation mini Nubian and her father was a full-blood Nigerian dwarf. So it kind of gives you the size difference between them two. This is a standard and this is kind of like what the size of a Nigerian dwarf would be. To make a mini Nubian, you would cross the two. So you always want the male to be the smaller one and the female to be the larger one for obvious reasons. You don't want a big giant kid coming out of a... Sorry, my thing is moving. One of them is using it as a scratching post. So anyways, so you breed those two, and then, come here Nova, come here Nova, you get a mini Nubian. So let's see if I can get these two next to each other. They kind of, let's see, come here Maisie. So you start out with these two, and then you get something about this size right here. She is a purebred mini Nubian. So you go from combining these two after generations and generations, you get something like this pretty girl. Yeah. She's our oldest doe. She's a 6th generation mini Nubian. She has great milking genetics. Her mother was number 5 producer in the country, and she produces lots of milk for us, don't you? Yeah. And I have a script under here, and she's also the herd queen. Sorry, they like to bombard me when I sit in their thing. Okay. I've gotten off track. This was my trap keeper, and the goats have gotten hold of it. Nothing is safe in the goat pen. What, you guys? It's paper. It's paper. No. Your mini Nubians could be just like these guys. Have no concept of personal space. I have, let's see, 1. There's 1 underneath my elbow. 2, 3, 4 of them right now out of my 8. So half of them are with me right now. Okay, so You can hear on the other pen we have the males. Yes, I will. We have the males in a separate pen until about next month when we start breeding these gorgeous girls. So why get a mini Nubian? Obviously, if you don't want to have any personal space when you're out with them, because they, you know, they don't know the concept. Okay, so why get a mini Nubian? Obviously, like I said, they have no concept of personal space. They are very friendly and will just love the heck out of you. Sometimes it's annoying, like when you're trying to do a video. So why get a mini Nubian? Obviously, they're friendly. They have no concept of personal space. They just want to be right up all in your business. 2, they are smaller and easier to handle than a standard Nubian hair. The bucks are probably like 2/3 the size of a standard buck. And the girls, you know, obviously are. Breeding a Nigerian dwarf with a standard gives the babies a smaller body size, but their teats are usually larger and their udder capacity is a little larger too. I get about 1 gallon out of this one right here a day, but her mom's the top, you know, in the top ranking of the milkers in the country out of many Nubians and the Miniature Dairy Goat Association milking test. So yeah, they have bigger teats and their udder capacity is bigger. They have a higher butter fat content since you are breeding them with a Nigerian dwarf than a standard. They so you know, you kind of get best of both worlds. Bigger udder, still got the butter fat, and the volume is a lot larger. So you know, it's both best of both worlds, and you also get these cute flappy ears, huh? Yeah. My goats are registered through the Miniature Dairy Goat Association. There's also one more called the TMGR, but I don't know anything about them. Miss Nova here is an ADGA because she is a standard. The Miniature Dairy Goat Association obviously only does miniatures. Let's see. So, what should a mini Nubian look like? So standard. So a standard Nubian has this Roman nose, they call it right here. It's nice, beautiful Roman nose and these floppy ears. So when you breed a mini Nubian, you want the same thing. This nice Roman nose and the nice floppy ears. When you're registering them, they look to see that. And if they don't, they might get labeled as like grade or experimental. So, what does all these generations of goats mean? So when you start off breeding, you breed. They started out as a standard and a mini, or in a Nigerian dwarf, and so their offspring would be a first generation mini Nubian. The higher you get up, the higher the generations would be. So say 2 first generation mini Nubians were bred, you would get a second generation mini Nubian, and so on and so forth. So Miss Penelope here is a 6th generation, and Miss Maisie here is a 6th generation. They are considered purebred. Once you get to the 6th generation, you have a purebred mini Nubian. Generations 1 and 2 are considered experimental. 3 and 5 are called American, And once you get to 6, it's a purebred. So Miss Willow here is daughter of Maisie, but Maisie was bred to a 4th generation mini Nubian, so it makes Willow here a 5th. It's always 1 generation higher than the lowest parent. But then a Nigerian dwarf got into the pen with Miss Willow here, and Miss Willow was bred to that. So it made Miss Emma here, this little petite girl. So she got knocked down to 1st generation because her dad was a full-blooded Nigerian dwarf, even though she has a 5th generation mama and a 6th generation grandma. So it all depends on what you're looking for. And obviously she has these airplane looking ears because her dad was a Nigerian dwarf. But when you breed, you want to look for ears and nose and a nice level top line, nice big udders that are really well attached to the top. This is on my 3rd year breeding. I can't explain how to breed those in, but that's what I know you look for. So when you are looking for your mini Nubian, what should you look for? Obviously, you want to go visit the farm, do your research beforehand. There's a lot of Facebook groups out there. Sorry, there's a baby playing with my stand. There's a lot of Facebook groups out there that deal with how to look for the perfect goat. That'll help you along the way. All goat people I've ever met are just wonderful. So they all help you out. Go visit that farm, see what their setup is. You want them to be disease-free You want them to be disease-free from at least CAE and Yonis. A lot of them also test for CL, which is a lymphatic, like, yucky pus drain abscess that they can get. What else? Okay, so go visit their farm. Look at the mom and dad. See their temperaments. Are their goats friendly? How are they going to be socialized? Are they going to be dam raised? Are they going to be bottle fed? Obviously, the bottle fed babies will be a lot more friendlier than the dam raised ones. Usually, all of our goats are dam raised, but we interact with them so much that you would think they were bottle fed. They just get used to human contact from, usually we try to, since the minute they come out of the womb. That way they're easier to handle, they're easier to get up on the stand, they're easier to do their hooves, shots, etc. It's good to get some good foundation doe and a buck. That way your offspring will be exactly what you're looking for, what you want to produce, what you want your farm to be known for. We this year have gotten a lot of new does and bucks. I'm finally where I want to be. We have lots of good breeding genetics. A lot of them have milk stars, if that's what you're looking for milking. If you want to produce good top quality milking goats, usually ones that have stars are gonna probably be good. And it all depends on what you want to do with them. If you want them just as a family pet, you're not breeding them, you're just using the milk for your family, then I guess, whatever. But it's all whatever you want. We got some this year that are polled, which means naturally hornless. All of our goats are disbudded, which means at about a week old, they get their horns burned off. I know it sounds horrific, but in the long run, they don't get stuck in fences, they don't hurt other animals. I've seen lots of bad things with horns, so our farm will always be hornless. So I have one that will naturally make the offspring that are hornless. We have lots of moon spots this year, which is just a personal preference. It has nothing to do with how the goat's temperament is or how much milk they're going to produce or anything about it. They're just pretty. We have blue eyes, which is the same thing, just pretty. Doesn't have anything to do with them. They're like, what am I trying to say? Like they're milking and everything else. So I recommend mini Nubians. As you can see, even my standard right here, she's always right by my side. These are our oldest does right now besides Willow. This one, obviously, look how lovely she is. She's only a first gen or experimental, but I love her. And she does produce some awesome kids. We've kept both of her so far. I'm really excited to see what her kid from last year does. Her teats look amazing. But this is Granny Maisie here, so great grandma has awesome milking genetics. Anyways, I hope I kind of explained this. It was kind of hard because in the beginning they're so excited to see you that they're messing with my stand. So basically, a mini Nubian is a breed that combines a Nigerian dwarf and a standard Nubian at the base, and then eventually you get up to a 6th generation mini Nubian, which is purebred, like Miss Maisie here. If you want a smaller goat which produces a lot of milk, I would definitely recommend a mini Nubian. They are dairy goats and they are super friendly. Okay guys, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe to this